All right, so this is the second video in our Blaze Economy tutorial strategy guide series. I'm doing an official video on Blaze Economy, and mainly because this thing it seems to be stable, it seems to be solid. You literally, you can play it profitably. There are strategies that will allow you to play this profitably as the game sits today, meaning unless the devs make some sort of unless they make some sort of crazy change that hurts the game at this very moment. You can play this game properly. In fact, if you were here right now, there's a strategy you can use at this very moment that would allow you to play profitably. But I'll cover that later. There's all sorts of strategies. There's a couple little tools you can use, if you will, that can help you. And I'm going to cover that later in the series. This is only video number 2, so I want to just talk about what is this. So let's go through the white paper in this series, in this video. This is what I want to do. Blaze Economy, the official white paper. The very first paragraph alone sets this thing up. Watch. Introduction. Blaze Economy is a decentralized gaming platform that lives on the Tron blockchain. This project is aimed at the active user and rewards players for participating in different games. Unlike traditional gambling games, you will never be playing against the house, meaning there's no house edge working against you. Blaze is 100% transparent, fair, and never has predefined outcomes. As a player, you get to determine your play style by either testing your luck or capitalizing on profitable trading and mining opportunities in the Blaze economy, in the Blaze ecosystem, in the Blaze economy. So, a couple things is important to note. They focus on active players. The entire strategy is set up that this thing cannot be like auto-mined on autopilot, which in the past, on a lot of other Tron dApps, if you're familiar with how they work, there are certain things you can do to autoplay, and when you autoplay, it basically allowed the token to be mined really fast by the wealthiest players, and it allowed the token to go up in price and get crashed, and then the dApp just got destroyed. Divs started out really good, they would go great, then they would just suck. And if you've been following my channel for a while, that's what's happened with almost every major dApp. But this dApp, that's one thing that makes it unique. Plus the fact that you're never playing against the house, and it is 100% transparent. That's incredible. The background. The gaming industry has historically been a pioneer of innovation and has always relied heavily on differentiation through cutting-edge technologies. 2018 saw 75% year-over-year growth in mobile gaming, with the expectation of a continued growth through 2019. The growth flowed into the dApp space as well in 2018, and roughly 20% of the 6.8 billion in transactions going towards gambling dApps. In Q4 alone, gambling dApps saw nearly 3 billion in revenue, which was 44% of total volume in 2018. This volume has increased even more in Q1 of 2019 as clones flood the space to capitalize on the hype. This growth surge brings about some critical concerns that have had worried users. Problems. 4 major problems that all dApp users have experienced recently: provable fairness, security exit scams, differentiation against competitors, sustainability of the platform. Unfortunately, nearly every gambling dApp in the space today falls victim to these issues. Players are constantly forced to worry about burning crypto in hopes of earning sustainable dividend payments, and hoping whales don't dump tokens on decentralized exchanges and crush the price. The player is left holding a bag of worthless tokens, and dividends dry up as everyone moves on to the next gambling dApp. All the while, players fear rigged odds and exit scams. This is not good for our ecosystem. And let me tell you something. The fact that they know that and they're addressing it, and if you interact with the devs or you see them interacting in chat or in Telegram, it's unbelievable. Like they absolutely appear to 100% get it, which is awesome. Solutions. By blending the RNG-driven gaming with economic principles, Blaze Economy offers a sustainable approach that limits players' risk and rewards engagement. Economic principles of supply and demand ensures as an always fluctuating rate that provides valuable trading opportunities to further generate player profit, not house profit. As you will see in this white paper, the Blaze Economy team has come up with several unique mechanisms that work to self-regulate the point exchange economy to guarantee fairness, create profitable scenarios that are not always RNG dependent, always reward active players over auto miners, allow players to choose their own style of play and risk level, build a long-term platform that includes player versus player and RPG elements. This is awesome. Blaze Economy. Blaze Economy consists of three main components: Blaze Points, Blaze Tokens, Blaze Games. Players can exchange their points back to Tron anytime at the current exchange rate. There's a live points exchange. Let me see if I can make this a little bit smaller so we can fit it all up here. Oh, this didn't work, did it? There we go. Used for dividend. Okay. Sorry. Let me. All right. Used for dividend distributions. Okay. Players can exchange their points back to Tron anytime at the current exchange rate on the live points exchange. Players can buy points and earn tokens outright as well. You can buy points. That's the Blaze core right here. Blaze tokens. Players can play games to earn points and mine tokens. Play games that Blaze Machine, Blaze Kings, which is currently out. By the way, this was not out. They updated this white paper because this was not out at inception of the game, of the platform. RPG elements to come. They're working on this now. These are the games. All games generate points and tokens for the player. That's important on how this ecosystem works. It's not the fact that they generate points. It's not the fact that you can earn tokens. It's how it all works collectively together that makes it so incredible. Blaze Points. One of the most unique features that differentiates Blaze from other gaming dApps is the point system. Players will gain points based on the game or task that they have completed. These points can be exchanged in the Blaze economy based off of a living exchange rate. As you'll soon see, the mechanism gives active players many more profitable scenarios than simply paying out in Tron immediately after an RNG event. An RNG event is like typical casino games. A slot machine is an RNG event, a pull of the slot machine, the outcome. Dice is an RNG event. Ring games is an RNG event. So this is saying, as you'll soon see, the mechanism give active players many more profitable scenarios than simply paying out in Tron immediately after a random number generated event. The exchange rate. The Blaze exchange rate rises and falls based on players' actions throughout the day. There will only be one exchange rate active in the Blaze economy, and the Tron value of all Blaze points are subject to this rate. So the Tron value of the points goes up and down. The current exchange rate equals exchange balance pool divided by total unexchanged points. So I'll show you this. You can come to statistics and the total balance pool. Total balance pool, total points. And that's how that calculation, the current exchange rate equals exchange balance pool divided by total unexchanged points, and that calculation equals this current rate. Exchanging points. Whenever a player wants, they can exchange their Blaze points for TRX. For example, Tom has 166,000 points from playing the Blaze Machine game. He notices the exchange rate is 1.2. He exchanges his 166,000 points for 166,000 times 1.2 divided by 1,000 equals 199.2. Here's what I can tell you. Simply put, he notices that the exchange rate, if the exchange rate is 1, then his 160,000 points would be worth his 166,000 points is worth 166 Tron. That's what you need to know. Everything over 1 is profitable. Everything below 1 is a loss. Just drop the last 3 digits. That's all you need to know. Buying points. An important part of the Blaze economy is the player's ability to purchase points whenever they'd like. This feature provides a unique trading opportunity for users who do not want to play an RNG-based game, but see that the current exchange rate is low. When buying points, 3% will automatically go towards increasing the exchange rate. This mechanism puts a small premium on buying points and works to keep the rate rising throughout the day for all players. Buying points is an important way for players to earn profit without introducing unpredictable RNG of a roll. Players can buy up to 5,000 points worth within a 30-minute window. So, here's what you need to know on that. Basically, right now, it could be profitable to buy points. Oftentimes, the current rate is 93.10, but when you buy your points, you're going to be buying them at this rate. Obviously, that's a premium. But what you need to know is several times throughout the day, 1 or 2 times, all the way up to 6 or 7 times throughout the day, this rate will cross over 1. So you literally, if you were to buy points now, you could buy at a profit. Now, here's what you need to know. How buying works. I'm going to touch on this even though it's not on the white paper. I'm going to touch on this since we're talking about it. The general strategy is to purchase points when the exchange rate falls below average, understanding that 1 could be considered average. Unlike in gambling, when the exchange rate can go up or down, buying points will always cause the exchange rate to rise. Okay, you can buy up to your last bet amount. So for example, if your last rolls was for 1,000 TRX, you can buy up to 1,000 TRX on your next purchase. No matter the size of your buy, you will need to roll an additional time before buying a second time, meaning you cannot buy twice in a row. The maximum amount allowed by the transaction is 5,000 TRX. And I think that's now 5,000 TRX max amount, but I think you can buy more than that in 30 minutes, I believe. So basically you have to roll and then buy, roll and then buy. So here's the strategy. When this drops down low enough, because there's a house edge of about 5% built into this game, you just do a roll for 200 or 500 or whatever you want, and then you buy, roll, buy. You know that eventually the odds are going to break down to that, house edge of 5% or whatever. Or I always say house edge, but it's really the economy edge because almost everything goes into the economy outside of maintenance of the website and security of the website. But the economy edge, if you will, goes. So you want to overcome that 3% edge, basically. So, the 5% edge. So as long as you can, buy points and sell them at 1, you're going to break even or earn a profit. Essentially, is how it works. So roll, buy, roll, buy, roll, buy. If you're worried about the edge, then maybe when it drops down and the sell is 0.95 or 0.94 or whatever you want. I've seen it as low as like 0.82, 0.84, 0.86. That's really low. That's almost guaranteed profit as long as you're able to watch the sell price and sell at the right time, or if you're able to, and there's ways to do that. There's alerts and things that will help you, but I can help you cover that. I'll cover that in another video. Point expiration. A player's points have a lifetime of 12 hours, and if this timer runs out, the player's points are automatically exchanged at 95% of the exchange rate at the time. The Blaze team does not receive this 5% as a cut. This is important to note. It is fed directly back into the Blaze economy, driving up the exchange rate for all players. 2 seconds are added to the timer for each 10 TRX spent in the Blaze economy, so active players can easily keep their points alive. The timer can never exceed 12 hours. So sometimes you may want to add time, and the reason you want to add time is because the rate is low. This mechanism will incentivize players to stay active and exchange their points to feed the Blaze economy rather than hold them forever, which would artificially keep the rate low. I hope you're seeing this. This is what makes it so interesting and so engaging. And it's also one of the reasons why the rate keeps rising back up. And just so you know, you can always see the timer. If you come under statistics, scroll down, right here, you can see the different players, the points they're holding. There's me right there. And how much time they left before those points expire. Blaze games. The Blaze team will continue to develop different types of games that all fit perfectly into the Blaze economy. Our ability to deliver new content will allow for ever-growing Blaze platform to remain unique and always offer players fun, profitable situations. See the roadmap section for more details. Blaze Machine. The first game in the Blaze economy is called Blaze Machine. In this game, players roll to get a provably fair lucky number between 0 and 97. Players can predict whether their lucky number will be high or low. By the way, this has changed. It goes up to 99, but what they did was they pulled numbers out in the middle. Just know that the numbers that are available, you have about a 5% player or Blaze economy edge building. Players can predict whether your lucky number will be high or low. If high is selected, more points are awarded for a high lucky number. If low is selected, more points are awarded for a low lucky number. Selecting high or low has no impact on the odds. Low numbers will always be shown in betting history as red and high numbers always as green. When high is selected, points earned equal lucky number times bet amount times 20. When low is selected, points earned equals 97 minus lucky number times bet amount times 20. I think that's 95 now instead of 97. Blaze King, our second game in the PvP style, player versus player style, and gives players the ability to earn passive TRX and Blaze. The game is simple. There are 3 crowns, there's now 4 by the way. There's 3 crowns that players can claim, and each takes a different amount of TRX to challenge. The crowns are bronze 250, there's now iron, which is 100. Bronze, there's iron 100, bronze 250, silver 1000, and gold 2500. I have also advocated for like a platinum or a diamond at 5,000. And actually I've advocated for a 5,000 level and a 10,000 level as the game grows, because it's amazing for divs and it's amazing for the ecosystem. When challenging a king, the player places a bet equal to the value of the crown they select. In order to become king, the player must roll 300 or higher. That's been changed to now it's 200. So it's a flat 50-50. I can tell that they've been updating this because Kings didn't even exist when it first came out. So they have been updating the white paper, but these everything that I'm telling you right now are new changes in the past couple of weeks. If the player rolls 300 or higher, they dethrone the king, they challenge and get their bet back minus the standard roll fees, see fees section. The kings earn Blaze per second, or BPS, and 75% of each failed challenge bet against them. So you get 75% of everybody who challenges that bet amount. So we'll just take a look at this. So the challenge is 100, the challenge is 250, the challenge is 1,000, the challenge is 2,500. The current holders, which is one guy, he's holding all of them right now, he will get 75% of the challenge if you lose. If you challenge him and you lose. And this is the amount of Blaze. You automatically earn passive Blaze. There used to be a limit to the amount of Blaze you could earn. This limit has since been removed. There's no limit. King's Jackpot. 3% of all King's bet goes to a jackpot that pays players that roll a 0 when challenging either of the Kings. This jackpot will automatically grow with each King bet and has no limit to how large a King get. The jackpot paid out is based on which King was rolled and challenged when the 0 was rolled. Player earns a portion of the jackpot as follows. It's now, I think it's 60. These numbers are different. Let's come and look at the new numbers for the jackpot. These are the numbers 5, 10, 25, and 60 for the jackpot. Blaze token. The currency that powers the dividend models the Blaze token. Blaze is a TRC 20 token with a limited supply of 100 million, so no additional tokens can ever be created. Players mine Blaze when they interact with the Blaze economy. For example, playing Blaze Machine or buying points mines Blaze tokens. The mining difficulty of Blaze is proportional to the current exchange rate at the time. The Blaze team does not take any Blaze tokens as a fee. 100% of the mined Blaze tokens will be retained by the players who mine them. The amount of Blaze tokens received is equal to the bet amount or buy amount divided by the exchange rate. They give you these examples, but all you have to do is come here. I'll go to exchange, and you can look right here. Per 1,000 Tron wagered or played, you get 1.07 based off the current exchange rate. And so that's another thing, by the way, when it's really low and you play, or you buy points, see if when you buy points or when it's really low, if you play when it's really low, you actually get additional Blaze. I mean, this thing goes down as low sometimes to 0.80. I've heard it's gotten into 0.7s. I haven't seen that though. That means every time you play, you're getting 20% more Blaze. That's crazy how fast you can earn Blaze. Okay. Let's just keep going. Dividends. While the Blaze economy is not a casino, we still want to reward players with a recurring revenue stream. So 1.5% of all bets and point purchases will go towards a dividend pool and is paid to Blaze holders proportionally. To withdraw dividends, player must first freeze their Blaze token. Dividends will be accumulated even if the player has not exchanged points but cannot be withdrawn until the points are exchanged. Dividends are distributed every 24 hours. After 24 hours, when the next distribution time comes, all uncollected dividends will be added to the next dividend distribution cycle. It is important to visit Blaze Economy daily to collect your dividends. Remember, the Blaze team does not take any percent of dividends as a fee. This is our bonus to you to further reward your engagement in our economy. So with that being said, again, they encourage you to come every day to withdraw your dividends. That's good because it keeps people active in the economy. Now, they have talked about adding a perk system in place where after you reach a certain level, or if you're making a certain amount of bets, or you're playing, or you're super active already, to give you a couple of points and a couple of features. Hang on one moment. One of those features is going to be you don't have to log in to get your dividends. But for most people, just know, and currently, you have to log in every day to get your dividends. Referrals. Also want to reward players who help the Blaze economy reach new networks. Players will earn 2% additional Blaze for every Blaze mined by your referral. So when your referral mines 100 Blaze tokens, you'll get 2 for free. That's not a lucrative referral or anything, but it still counts, it still works, and it's still cool, and it's still worth it if you support this platform. I have my referral link down in the bottom of all of my videos currently. And if you want to support me, definitely you can click on that, but you don't have to. You can go straight to Blaze Economy and play straight from there. Roadmap. We have made significant progress on our initial roadmap and have hit the release date for each feature thus far. See our progress. We'll talk about the roadmap in the next video. We still have many features that have already begun working on to get delivered before the end of Q2 2019. We'll talk about this in the next video. We do not want Blaze Economy to be just another gambling DApp. We will continue to do whatever it takes to create and support an engaged community of players that are rewarded fairly for playing in the only self-regulated economic game on the Tron blockchain. That is huge. Let's talk about fees. The Blaze team aims to keep as much player profit as possible in the Blaze economy. Our fee structure is simple. We earn 1% of all buys and rolls. That's it. In Blaze Machine, 97% of the bet goes to the points exchange pool, 1.5% to the dividend pool, 0.5% to the promotions bonus, and 1% to the Blaze team. So they just increased this. Now it's 95%, and the 1% fee I think went to 1.5. It didn't go up too substantial, but basically the divs went up to like 2.5%. I mean, the divs is where the big increase went, and that was actually done by a player in Telegram who just suggested that change be added. The devs put it up for a vote. The devs got a small amount increase, but the majority of it went to the player pool, went to the divs, and most people voted on it. And they put it into practice. In fact, it just got updated this morning. In Blaze Kings, Kings receive 75% share of all failed challenger bets against them. The other 25% breaks down as 10% to the exchange, 10% to divs, 1% to dev fee, 1% to marketing, 3% to Kings jackpot. This is important to note, by the way this 3% is calculated, it is not 3% of every bet. It's calculated based off the rolls. So there are certain numbers that get hit, and when those numbers get hit, if I understand it properly, that's how it works. Those bets go to the and I could be saying that wrong, but my understanding is certain numbers are missing, which puts the Blaze machine working. You can't hit those numbers, right? So if you roll 0 to 97, for example, you can never hit 98, 99, 100. Is the way I understood it. I could be wrong on that, but it ultimately ends up being 3%. When buying points, 94% goes to the buyer as points. 3% the points exchange balance. That rate will rise to every point purchase, 1.5% to the dividend pool, 0.5% to the promotions bonus pool, and 1% to the Blaze team. Simply put, we give 99% of all the platform income back to the players. This is huge. I think it's now 98.5%. But they give basically all of the platform income back to the players. They're not keeping 10%. They're not keeping 5%. That's incredible. They're not keeping 25%. Disclaimer, anyone under the age of 18 is prohibited from playing on the Blaze economy. The Blaze team provides a fair economy. We'll never misrepresent the probability of outcomes or events on the Blaze economy. The only advice that we can give you is to never play with more than you can afford to lose, as participation in games may incur a financial loss. So that's video 2. We've covered the entire white paper as it stands. I've also pointed out all the updates that aren't listed on the white paper as best I could. If you want to continue to follow the Blaze economy and go through the tutorial as I cover strategies, tips, and tools, then be sure to subscribe to this channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up if you would. Hit that bell notification icon so you can be the first one to know. Next up, we're going to be talking about the roadmap, and we're going to be talking about the introduction as well, the introduction video as well. So thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. Strategies, tutorials, tips, and tools coming up for Blaze Economy.